Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sakithyan from the Department of History. So I am here to teach Indian cultural heritage for you this semester, that is your OE paper. So I congratulate those who chosen this paper. You are going to learn something new. So let me give a brief introduction about this Indian cultural heritage. Have you noticed that what is Indian cultural heritage? Either it is related to cultural or heritage. So what is the linkage between cultural and heritage? Culture means normally we used to say that a person who speaks politely, he is called cultural. He is cultured. And heritage, the thing is, some heritage were constructed in India, across India, in the name of culture, in the way of culture. That is what we are going to discuss about the entire semester. And not only that, this syllabus has 3 units. Unit 1 is focusing on what we are discussing now about the introduction and also fairs and festivals. What are the festivals celebrated being across India? And unit 2 is about performing arts like oral tradition and this traditional dances, all those things. And unit 3, it's that heritage built art and architecture. So these are the things we are going to discuss about it. So here today we will start with the introduction part. Now, what is the meaning of culture? As I said, a person who speaks politely or a person who is a pure vegetarian, he is called a cultured person. So basically it's not about that. So culture comes under language, beliefs, tradition, attitude, music and customs, rituals, behavior. So it all comes under the culture. And also cultural heritage is a legacy of tangible and intangible assets of a group or society that is inherited from the past generations. Our forefathers, they have given all those cultures to us. That is what being followed till now. Not all legacies of past generations are heritage. Rather, heritage is a product of selection by society. For example, we have UNESCO sites, heritage sites. Why only some monuments are being that's celebrated as a UNESCO? What about others? We have to think about it. For example, today we are going to construct any one of the monuments. Just think about it. So maybe after 30 years, will it come under the UNESCO sites or not? It depends on the history. It depends on the culture, why we have built. So it entirely depends on the value. So that is why the culture is very much important. And there are 2 types of cultural heritage. One is material and another one is non-material. Material in the sense, for example, you just compare past 10 years. Past 10 years was now. For example, technologies, instrumentals, material goods. For example, I am just recording in the studio. Before that, what are the technologies? And look at the camera. So the way of changing, these are all always changing. And second thing is non-material, include norms, values, beliefs, myths, legends, literature and art forms and other intellectual literary activities. So these are the things slowly will get changed, but we are not sure. But like our forefathers, they used to spend a lot of time in rituals and myths and belief. So we cannot change those culture, but material things, so it can be easily changed. So these are the basic difference between this cultural thing. And the material non-material aspects of any culture are usually interdependent on each other. Sometimes, however, material culture may change quickly, but the non-material may take longer time to change. So that's the part. And concept of culture. In this concept of culture, the English word culture is derived from Latin word cult or cultus, meaning tiling or cultivating or refining and worship. So it means cultivating and refining a thing to such extent that is end product evokes our admiration and respect. This is practically the same as Sanskrit of the Sanskrit language. So culture is a way of life. So whenever a person who is asking a question, what is called culture, you have to answer with culture is a way of life. The food you eat, the clothes we wear, the language you speak in and the God you worship, all are aspect of culture. In very simple terms, so we can say that culture is the embodiment of the way in which we think and do things. So what the way you think and what the way you do, that is also comes under the culture. It is also the things that we inherited as members of the society. And also all the achievements of human beings as members of social group can be called culture. Art, music, literature, sculpture, philosophy, religion and science can be seen as aspects of culture. However, culture also includes custom, traditions, festival, ways of life, one's outlook on various issues of life. Have you ever thought that so what are the important festivals being celebrated in India? Actually, why we celebrate that? Especially, you have to focus on that. We are going to discuss about it. Just wait for 1 minute. Culture that refers to a human-made environment which includes all the material and non-material products of a group life that are transmitted from one generation to the next. For example, at this 2023 is almost going to be end, and 2024. Just think about after 20 years, whether our future generations they are going to celebrate some of the festivals or not, we are not sure. So there's a general agreement among social scientists that culture consists of explicit and implicit patterns of behavior acquired by human beings. So here I come. Festival and religion practices in India. So what are the festival looks like odd in India? That is very rare case, whether the origin may rooted from here or not. For example, Halloween. Do you celebrate Halloween festival or not? You have to comment in the comment section. And many festivals which are being celebrated by us do not belong to us. Seriously guys, to enjoy a particular day, we adopted the unknown festivals into our society in the name of culture and tradition. The common festivals like Diwali, Dasara festival and Christmas as well as Bakrid. So these are the common festivals in India which are being celebrated so long years. Then what about Valentine's Day? I know it's not a part of our culture, but even though we are celebrating, and also as well as New Year's. New Year is celebrated 4,000 years ago. It's originated from Mesopotamia actually, and Romanian. Now we adapted from Romanian, and till now we have every New Year 31st night, December 31st night, we are just being celebrated. We used to take resolutions, but even though we don't follow after 2 weeks, that's a part of our culture. So as I said, Halloween. And next thing, clothing. You have to check into the clothing. Then versus now, you just compare yourself. Past 20 years versus now, the way we dress, we adopted European style, British style, everything. Then versus now. So we adopted this culture. It's okay. It's fine. And cuisine, angel versus devil. I have mentioned that. So in our India, we used to have food through our hand, not through spoon or fork. That is right. But comparing to this, there is everything, there is a certain proper way of culture. Even for example, these junk foods, if we eat, if you consume a little part, after that, if you can't be able to eat it, it will go to the dustbin. But if you just look into our tradition, rice, even we used to eat in that green leaf, so it will go as a food to cows also. That is the way of culture. And the final part is arts, Indian states and folk dances. Thank God, still now we are following these folk dances and the oral traditions, everything. So I am happy about that part. And traditional sciences. So whenever we used to get any a little bit of fever, we used to drink rasam, the traditional way of sciences. But entirely now we just shifted to tablets. So the way of culture has been shifted to somewhere else. We are not in our culture. Only at the time of festivals, we used to wear shirts, dhoti, waist, all those things, and just we are taking photographs in the name of culture. But actual culture is we have to retain with us. So kindly just go and talk with your grandfathers and grandmothers. So they will teach you the real culture. So we have to worship our culture. We have to respect our culture. So in the next video, we will just look into the Vesara style and Dravida style, that is pure architecture which were constructed in India. So see you in the next video guys. Thank you.